Hi there. Just got back from being in the woods. Let me adjust this a little bit. I guess I can't. Okay. And there's this bald, B-A-L-D, hornet's nest that has been, you can see right through it there where they would, this is the entry point, that was up in the area that we call the gathering place. Where we're going to have people spend, camping or writing or reading or walking or forest bathing or whatever. And this nest, you can see the back side of it, was about 3 feet off the ground and right in the crook of a tree where another tree had been rubbing against it, so it left a bare spot and a little dent. And these bees, these hornets, made their home there. Now, I did a little research before I took this nest down. Bald hornets abandon their nest every fall. A couple of queen bees and some other specified bees in the colony leave the nest and find holes in the ground, and then they hibernate. I guess, I don't know if it's called hibernation with bees, but they go dormant. And in the spring, when they emerge, one of the queens leads off the other bees, and they go find a new place to build a nest. They're black and white. They are a type of hornet, but they're black and white, and they can be pretty aggressive. So we didn't really go near this very often, but it was pretty close to where we were always kind of hanging out. So we were cautious. But after reading that they leave the nest and make a new one every year, I thought, I cannot wait to see what this thing looks like on the inside. And so my curiosity is your curiosity right now if you're watching this video. So I'm going to take a really close look at it and show it to you. So if you look very closely, you can see the different layers of the nest, the paper. This literally feels like paper. If you've never touched a nest before, and the bees chew on it and make that poultice in their mouths, and then they form this very intricate geometric shape. This area down here where there's no honeycomb or obvious space, I'm not sure, that's where they entered from this side. So it's kind of the front door, I guess you could say, and if you look in here, it's where it's the mud room. It's where they clean off their feet and hang their coats. So they can do whatever they're doing in there. And I don't know why there's so much space, but there is. And the nest is, well, you can see, maybe it's hard for you to tell because, it's a little bigger than my head. It's probably 14 inches long and about 8 inches this way deep. And it was pretty well attached to the tree. You can see, you can see the shape of the tree, that it was from here all the way around to this side. It was quite an indent in the tree, and this was pushed up right against it. So it's pretty cool. So what I'm going to do now is try to peel off the front. Now it's still pretty cold. I don't know if there's going to be any bees in here. From what I researched, there isn't going to be any. And so this is the honeycomb, or it's not honey obviously, but this is the inside. I'm looking at it for the first time with you, so I'm curious, and I'm also very intrigued by this. But you can see where there's used to be a living hornet in there, and there's quite a few. I'm not sure which cavity is for the queen. I'm gonna potentially guess. I just fell apart. There's nothing in here. It smells like well, because it's kind of damp, but it just kind of smells like leaves, like wet leaves. So I'm gonna just carve this top piece off and see if that might be where the queen might have lived. But I don't really know anything about this. I'm just hyper curious. So it doesn't look like, it looks like that was some sort of protect, very thick right here. And it was the top, so I wonder if it was just a thick layer of the nest to keep the rain and everything off. Now, you can see where for structure, maybe you can't, maybe you can, in here, see this piece right here where my knife is pointing or touching. That's a kind of a I-beam of sorts. And there's another one on this side. You can see it better. Deeper in. Down in here. So that there's space between the two combs there. And it's pretty rugged when I'm squeezing it, and it's pretty solid. And then you can see the bottom one, because it was the last one and it didn't really have to support anymore. It was just there to hold it. And you can see that there. Now I'll try to see what happens when I pull this apart. So there's one of the structurally supportive pieces in there. The whole thing's very light. Obviously, when it's active, it's more compact. This started to disintegrate, and that's how I knew the bees were gone, because it just, you know, it's like an abandoned house. It just starts to fall apart because nobody's there to maintain it. And there are multiple layers of this paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 approximately. And it's very cool. Well, anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you. Pretty cool. I love it. I love discovering new things and learning out more stuff about not only my yard, but the natural world. So maybe you found that interesting. Have a good winter.